Hey, hey, everybody. I'm live with my best friend, Eileen. We're
Woo-hoo.
here.
Oh,
Oh, we have something super exciting to share with you. So let's go ahead and just jump right in and get started. So, Eileen, welcome.
thank
I'm so
you.
excited to just chat with you today. Talk to me. What's going on?
Yes, yes. Well, I would love to help you and all those watching, not you, you don't need help with this. If you're watching today, I want to help you create something called a high ticket offer that will bring a cash infusion into your business and help you hit those consistent six-figure months or seven-figure months, depending on where you are in your business. And I want to train you on that, help you with that as we dive in today. Super pumped.
Oh, that's so exciting. So tell me a
Yeah.
little bit like what really inspired you? Like, what was the catalyst that helped you get started in this arena?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, Anita, maybe people haven't met me before. So let me
Yeah.
tell people a little bit about who I am and how I help people. So what's up, team? I'm Eileen Wilder. I'm here in Houston, Texas. And for a couple decades, I was a pastor for 18 years. And I transitioned into the world of entrepreneurship and I was very confused by all of it until I learned how to make more in one day than I had in every year prior
Yeah.
past. So what I teach now, Anita, to folks is how to hit consistent six-figure months on autopilot, selling just one day a month with one simple system. So that's what I want to teach and train you on. And how I got kind of inspired into that journey was attending an event. So I was on this super struggle bus, Anita.
Mm,
Before I attended this event, I was living in a two-bedroom apartment
mhm.
and I had three little kids. So shout out to all the moms, uncles, grandparents, aunts out there. And, I don't know about you, but trying to make it in today's day and age, it was just hard. And I felt
Yeah.
like trying to move into online entrepreneurship was then it just got more confusing.
Oh,
I
yes.
was like, okay. So people are talking about online business and people are talking about products and programs. And it just seemed like there were so many directions and so many ways to go.
Hmm.
And then, Anita, when I started trying to grow, I started making these like low ticket products. So let me
Hmm.
just pause there for a second because I'd love to know, Anita, does your audience already have a program or a product, or are they new to business?
Most of my audience, they have products, programs, podcasts. Like
Mm,
I do a lot of podcasting. And so a lot of us we've kind of gone through that process of it was new, it was overwhelming. We weren't sure what to do, but we made some kind of actionable step. We took some kind of actionable step that helped us to see, okay, now like we're in the game, right?
right, right. Yeah,
And that
100%.
was a big deal. And what I noticed, like in my household, we went from, hey, babe, are you making any money to, okay, now we're making a little bit of money. So now what do
Yeah.
we do with that? Right.
Now what do we do? Exactly. And it can be confusing, right? Like there's so
Yeah.
many teachers and gurus and entrepreneurs. And so I went to this event. In fact, I was so broke. A friend of mine had to pay for me to go to the event. It was like over $1,000 ticket. And she was like, I'll pay for a hotel and air. It was just crazy. I couldn't believe it. And at that event, Anita, I learned about something called a high ticket offer.
Hmm.
And this was like a premium program, a package, maybe like coaching or consulting or like a mastermind. And the teacher was saying that it worked. It's the best thing to start when you first start off as an entrepreneur. And I was like,
Hmm.
so interested. I was like, how am I going to charge high ticket? Like, I just am starting.
Oh, yeah.
This man's maybe is insane. And he's like, okay, the number one reason why you want to start charging high ticket and have an offer is people who pay attention.
Ooh,
So,
that's good.
like, like it will cause the clients to get the best result because they'll be invested in it.
Oh,
And I was like, okay, that's interesting, right? And then I remembered that scripture about where your treasure is,
hmm.
there your heart will be also. So I was taking
Yeah.
notes and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I'm still kind of like in overwhelm mode.
Yes.
And I tried to act like I knew what was happening,
Right.
Like I was like, yeah, like
Yeah.
I love charging high ticket, like all day. Let's go. I was just trying to act like an entrepreneur.
Right.
But it did start sowing a seed for me and then the teacher said that you could serve people at a higher level if you
Ooh.
raised your prices. They were like, you could do an experience for them, you could take them out to dinner, you could pay for support and other coaches. And I was like,
Wow.
wow. And he said, yeah. And if you increase your price and charge this amount, he said, you could like help them get the result even faster.
Oh, wow.
So then it started connecting, because I don't know about you, Anita, but like, don't you just want to serve?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was thinking, Eileen, is especially based on your background or like some of the things you know about me, like serving at the highest level. I call it the Ritz-Carlton level of service. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that resonates with me. So talk to me a little bit more about that, like serving at such a high level that what I heard you say, I just want to make sure I get this right, that we serve at such a high level and people who pay attention, and then
Mhm.
actually our clients get better results. So like, what does that look like? Because we know in the online space,
Yeah,
sometimes it's not always like that.
100%. And like, has anyone watching or listening ever bought a low ticket product? Like I'm talking like, let's talk about 17, $27. Have you ever bought something and then like it got delivered to you somehow, maybe
Yeah.
in your email inbox, but you never opened it,
Yes.
never, can't even really find it, not even really aware of where it exists.
Right.
And sometimes you don't even put the amount of effort to log in
Oh, yeah.
to seeing the product, because low cost is low investment
Hmm.
to the minds of your customers and clients.
That's right.
It's not that your stuff isn't good.
Yeah.
It's not that your membership portal is on fire. And
Hmm.
it's not that your PDFs are without merit. It's that you're training the audience not to pay attention.
Ouch.
Isn't that interesting?
So
But
true.
and it's so cool because like the price of your offer speaks, the price has a voice. So the price is letting people know, yo, this is serious, and yo, this is going to require your attention. Like in contrast, has anyone here ever bought something that was $2,000 or
Mhm.
$5,000 or $10,000 or 20 or 100? Like I've bought them all. In fact, my husband will be like, stop it.
Yes.
Like I am a buyer. I am a high ticket buyer for
Yep.
sure. And what's so funny about this is if you have bought high ticket, do you show up? Like, and let me ask this to you, like, how do you behave differently if you buy something high
Oh,
ticket?
100%. If I've asked my husband, hey, by the way, can I spend this big dollar amount?
Yeah.
I show up differently because then I know that I have an obligation to do something with that investment that he's trusted me with. And I know that I want to pay attention because there's value that's going to be exchanged there. Like I've already experienced that. Like you
Yeah.
and I know we've experienced that in our world. It's like, wait a
Yeah.
minute. I show up differently as the customer, but I also show up differently when I'm serving my clients at that level too.
Oh, yes. Our friend Jackie calls that anti-resentment pricing.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm going to charge this month, so I will show up
Mm,
and deliver my best for you.
right.
So
Right.
it's so there's so many benefits of charging high
Hmm.
ticket, but you can see that it will start to, like there's this, did I say this scripture already, Anita? Where like where your treasure is, there
Yeah.
your heart will be also,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Jesus, like when you invite, one of the greatest things that you could ever do for your customers and clients is invite them into something that is high ticket.
Mm,
It is the greatest investment because now their heart, now they got their heart.
yeah.
Before you were training them, don't pay attention to this. Do
Yeah.
not give me your heart. Don't do any work, and definitely don't get the result because I'm
Right.
training you to do that with this low ticket. But with high ticket, you're they're going to show up and they're going to get the result, and then shocker, they're going to give you a fire testimonial. Why? Because they did the work.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And I'm also thinking like how many times have we dabbled around in those low ticket products and then we're upset because our clients aren't doing what we told them to do. And yet actually a big
So
part of
mad.
that is that's
Yeah,
on my shoulders. It's not
yeah,
all on their shoulders. And
that is
so,
that's right. That's exactly right. And we think we're doing them a favor by
mm,
discounting, charging low ticket. We think they're doing a favor. We're putting stuff on sale. We think we're helping people, and
yeah.
you're not. You're inviting them to think lesser of you and of the product. Like for instance, if you think about this, right? Like if I said to you, Anita, like I wear glasses, like I can see you have glasses on. I wear contacts. If someone was to say to us, "Yo, what's up, Anita and Eileen? I'd love to do LASIK eye surgery
Yeah.
on your eyeballs.
Right.
And I'm going to do it for $297. Do you want that
No
deal?
way. No.
You see how the price speaks? The price has its own sales message. We're like, now we're scared.
Yes.
We're like, are you gonna experiment on my eyeball?
Right.
What kind of
Am I
dark
gonna have to go to a
Yeah,
third world country?
Yeah, yeah. You're like, you want like so when someone charges you high ticket, it notifies the brain,
Mm.
this person knows what they're doing.
Oh, wow. Wow. I love that. Okay. Can we actually talk a little bit? Like you've mentioned some scripture. I serve a community of entrepreneurs that are also believers.
Yeah, all
So
right.
can we talk about
Good.
that a little bit? Because I know there are, I'm just going to be super straight about, there are some things, I'll be polite, that the church believes about not charging more, and that somehow
Good.
we should all be poor because that's more
Good.
holy and all that kind of stuff. So let's kind of like break that down a little bit, because
Okay.
every time I have that conversation with people, it all of a sudden they're like, oh, I had no idea. Right. And so
Yeah.
let's kind of like get some
Let's
shackles off some people right now.
let's breakthrough. Let's get 100%. So the biggest awareness, Anita, because I'm like you, I love the Bible. I want to find it in the scripture. I believe God's principles are timeless and work. So
Yeah.
the more that I can get in line with those principles, the more it's gonna work for me, right?
Right. Right.
And I remember seeing the Life of Solomon
Mhm.
and looking at how it was so fascinating in the scripture how he had different offers. Let me describe them.
Mm.
In fact, the scripture says that he was a consultant to his contemporaries. It kind of talks about the Queen of Sheba coming and her bringing a
Oh,
gift.
yeah. Yeah.
And this gift is worth like, I think something like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars now. And it's fascinating that it wasn't just her, it was other leaders of nations around them. It said they came year after year bringing their gifts.
Ooh.
And I was like, wow, like he had a high ticket continuity program that was a consulting package.
Yes.
And he was not afraid to like receive those gifts and perhaps charge those gifts to give them access to him one-on-one. It's like he had a VIP day, Anita.
Wow.
So when I saw that, I was like, all right, I'm going to get it a VIP day and I'm going to start charging high ticket.
Yeah.
Then I saw that he had events. And it also says that the leaders from the surrounding nations sent their people to Solomon. So this is what I don't know exactly what happened, but I did
Yeah.
go to Israel and sat in the amphitheaters where he spoke. So I was trying to imagine it, that it's kind of like they sent their teams and they sent their people to go and learn from the wisest and richest man alive, is what the scripture says.
Right.
So he's doing masterclass, he's doing events, he's one to many, he's communicating. And I imagine maybe he took their money and took their gifts. I mean, I don't really know.
Yeah.
100, but you can start to see this model that he was a consultant to his contemporaries, he's a communicator to crowds, and it says, the scripture says, I think he produced like 1,001 proverbs and 3,000 songs. So he was a content creator. So now I'm starting to see this business model, because if you think about this, Anita, the one prayer he prayed was, God, give me wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Pause. The wisdom that God gave Solomon was what? Was this.
Yeah.
It was become a consultant. How many of us as believers are charging other people for our expertise and the knowledge that God has given us? Like,
Yeah.
like he was a consultant, he was a communicator, he year upon year he had continuity.
Yeah.
So it's like the business plan for believers is like in the Bible. It's like make content,
Yeah.
do master classes, be a consultant, have a VIP. Like it's like right there. And we as believers are so conditioned to what society and even certain people inside religious communities teach us, which is stay poor, stay working for them, stay with a cap on your salary, give all of your time to building, watch this, someone else's business.
Yeah.
And preserve none of your time for creating your own business, which in the scripture is like the number one role that we should be doing to create,
Yeah.
have dominion on the earth. So it's kind of like, maybe let's just do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't it be so beautiful if, as sons and daughters of the Most High God, we would recognize that when we say to other people, hey, we serve an abundant God, that they would actually see that reflected in our life? Like,
Yeah, that
wouldn't
would
that
be
be,
fire.
wouldn't that be so incredible?
Such a great day.
That they would look around and be like, oh, wait a minute. These
Whoa.
ladies have like tapped into it. Like they have a lot and they give a lot. And then therefore there's more that comes in, and they're modeling what, like, the glory flowing through this. So I'm so excited.
100%. And if you're asking yourself the question, like, do I have something like that? And what about all these other people out there
Yeah.
online doing
Yeah.
all this stuff? We can often have this comparison. I mean, there's so many different traps you can fall into, but Jesus said, my sheep hear my voice. My sheep hear my voice. And there are people who are assigned to you.
Yeah.
There is a crowd, there's an audience who wants your content, that wants your continuity, wants your high ticket offer, wants your consulting. There are people assigned to you. And that's what I heard when you were talking about abundance. Is the law of abundance is there's more than enough
Oh, yeah.
for us all to have more than enough, with more than enough left over.
Yes. So good.
Yeah. So what's yours is yours. And for those of you listening and watching, like, people are going to be drawn to you that aren't drawn to someone else.
Yeah.
And that's because they're assigned to your voice.
And isn't that such a, like, when I first heard you say that and I first realized that, I was like, oh, that's like a breath of fresh air. Like, I don't have to worry about everybody that's out there.
No.
Like, there's no pressure for me to show up. And so, okay, so let's talk about this. Like, how do you do this? Let's dig in a little bit deeper,
Yeah.
Eileen. Tell me,
Yes.
teach us.
Yeah, teach us. Yeah. So I, Anita, wanted to make the big bucks. I think it's because I started seeing abundance is God's plan, his desire. I'm looking at Solomon. I'm like, okay, if the Queen of Sheba is bringing like multiple millions to Solomon, like, I need to raise my prices. Okay. So I started learning, first started for me at that event that my friend paid for me to go to, about the power of high ticket offers. Why? Because they could serve people at the highest level and bring a cash infusion to build the business faster.
Oh, yeah.
So then I was like, okay, cool. And I learned about the power of how to create that offer, which I'll talk about in just a minute. But the 3 quick moves was create a high ticket offer, create a masterclass where I could sell that offer one to many. So I didn't have sales calls.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was looking at Solomon did. I'm like, okay, he's in the arena, and he doesn't even have an AV system. He's just talking, and then
No
he's
Zoom.
closing people. Like, so yeah, no Zoom. There's no Zoom. I know, right? It was like harder back then. So have a high ticket offer like Solomon, sell one to many like Solomon, and then the last part was like, okay, how do I get people in this masterclass?
Okay.
Right. So those are the 3 moves. If I wanted to hit $1 million, which I did in 12 months or less, those are the 3 moves. You don't need to create low ticket products, summits, memberships. What you need is one irresistible high ticket offer. Sell it one to many, and then get people in the room, which I'll show you how to do if we have as much time as we have here today.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. What are some of the things that, like, okay, so I know in the marketplace, we hear a lot of like, start really small and work your way up.
Yeah.
And that is challenging because it takes a long time and it's really painful to do it that way. So what would be some of the other things that hold people back?
I think what holds people back a lot is like, they don't know if their offer is good or not. They don't know if it's irresistible, how to put it together. So I have some ninja stuff I'd love to share right now with how to make it super sexy, and then how to find all the perfect clients, how to, because once you got it, it's like, okay, I just need to sell it, right?
Yeah.
So how do you make it super sexy? Okay, Anita, here's what most people do. They talk about their stuff and they get into their offer and they start talking about all the pieces of the offer. They start talking about all, like, if I had a huge stack of books, if you could imagine, if I had a huge stack of books, they're like, okay, The very first thing you're going to do is you're going to log into the membership portal.
Yeah.
You're going to go through these 19 videos that take 72 hours. And then I want
Yeah.
you to attend every coaching call every day for 5 days straight over the next 12 months.
Yeah.
Then you'll get the result.
No.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we think entrepreneurs do this because we think we're over delivering. We think more in the offer, better. That's what we think.
Yeah.
It's all well intentioned. It's like I did that. It's all well intentioned. But if I could just communicate, here's what people want to buy. They want to buy the end result. I'm slowing down when I
So
say
good.
that because
Yeah.
what they want to buy is the outcome, what they will achieve as a result of doing all of that sauce. But here's what we're not going to talk about, all of that sauce. We're not
Yeah.
going to talk about all the work. Who wants to buy another job?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
But if you're in pain and you have a problem
Mm-hmm.
and someone says to you, Anita, I can 100% help you with that.
Yeah.
What I help people do is get 6 and 7 figure days
Yeah.
using a virtual masterclass. You see how that was one sentence?
Yeah.
End result. So you all can do this, whether you're in the relationship space, maybe you're a life coach, you help people find their purpose, maybe you help people find relationship, whatever it is, just say it, the end result in one sentence.
Love that.
Okay. Give me a yes in the comments below. If you're tracking, you can type tracking down
Yeah.
below. If you're listening to this or watching this on the replay, like just tracking, because that is what I just shared with you is the road to $1 million, is if you can communicate your offer in one sentence. Now,
Yeah.
Anita, sometimes that's a little tricky. People need help.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of this training, I'm going to invite people with a resource to help you. If it feels a little like I need some help, I'm going to help you. Okay.
Okay.
What else holds people back is, well, let me pause there, Anita. Do you feel like people talk about the end result when they're selling?
Yeah, mostly no. I hear a lot of it's this many modules and this much time and this like what we call the vehicle, right? The pieces,
Vehicle.
right? The other thing that I notice, and this might be next for us to talk about, I'd love to be able to unpack this a little more, is like, what do we do when somebody's held back because they're stuck in their mind of like, oh, I have the thing.
Yeah.
My thing is going to be the thing that totally like attracts 1 million customers, and I'll charge them $1 and then I'll make $1 million or what, right? And really, like, there are sometimes we get stuck in our mind and we just fall in love with the idea that we
Oh,
have in
yeah.
our mind of like,
Yeah.
this is going to be it. And then
This
we're
is
like
it.
dumbfounded on why our business and our bank account
Yeah.
and the rest of our life don't reflect this one thing that we're convinced. Sometimes we're even
Yeah.
convinced like this is what God showed me. So
Right.
I'm not right. Like how do we get over some of that stuff,
Oh my
Eileen? Give
gosh.
us some
I'm laughing
wisdom there.
so hard right now, Anita, because you described that so well. And I'm thinking about 42 times that I did that. Just like so confused.
I know.
I'm just like, my stuff is so pretty.
Yeah.
And my website is so beautiful.
Yes.
And my fonts are so like, it's like you're focused on like the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And then the name of my offer, I mean, I've named some stuff, just some like people are like, what even is that? You know? And I think it's because we become so attached. You know, I think it's forget. Well, the root of all suffering is attachment. I don't know if your audience is open to the other teachers, but I think the Buddha said this, but I love that he said that. Like the root of all suffering is attachment. Like you're attached, you're so romantic about your offer that you're unwilling to listen to what the market's already telling you.
Oh, tell me more about that. What do you mean by that?
Right now, people are spending millions of dollars in every market and every niche of every person listening to this right now, trading dollars, trading high ticket dollars for 10, 20, 30K packages right now, because whoever's selling that has figured out the words that the market needs to hear to make the transaction. That's what they've figured out, right? So we don't need to invent our super unicorn fairy sauce idea and words. Here's what we need to do. Listen to what the market is already buying and the words that are being communicated to sell that offer. That is wisdom, according to my interpretation of seeing that. And it's like, above all, like, get wisdom.
Yeah.
And success leaves clues. And it's like, we don't need to, none of us here need to invent a new offer. All the
Well,
offers,
what do you mean by that?
like, you know how the scripture says there's nothing new under the sun?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, all of your offers already exist out in the market. All you need to do is model,
Mhm.
make it your own, and then modify the delivery. I can dive deeper depending on how much time we have.
Yeah.
And I'll dive deeper this week for those who'd like to have more fun and make more money as a result. But if it's already out there, but here's what you need to do is you need to make it yours.
Mhm.
You model it, you make it yours so it sounds in your voice, you put your like your fingerprint that God's given you on
Yeah.
that program and package. And then you're going to modify the delivery so that you do this. So you get the client the result faster.
I love that. I
Let's
love
how
that.
let's just not take for 49 years and 12 months to do this. Let's just do this in a weekend.
That'd be fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, also what I'm hearing you say, Eileen, is you're talking about your system,
Mm-hmm.
which systems scale, systems work, proven
Mm-hmm.
systems are proven over and over and over
Mm-hmm.
again, but it also allows me to make it my own and be
Yeah,
creative. And so I'm not copying somebody that's out in the marketplace. Is that right? I'm
great call.
actually coming in and saying, oh, but I'm not, and which the idea of like, there'd be no way that I could have an imposter syndrome and all that because I'm modeling what the market is telling me that they're buying, but I'm also
Yeah.
saying, hey, but this is me. This is how I deliver it. This is what I talk about. This
Yeah.
is what my experts speak. So is there something that you want to add around
Yeah,
that?
love
Like my
this.
specialized knowledge is this, my expertise is around that. Like
Yeah, love this. Yeah.
I want it to be mine.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So here's what I'm not saying is copy what somebody else is doing. Let's
Oh,
clarify that.
yeah.
So we're going to model, meaning take like what is the essence of that offer? What is the components? What is it about that offer that people love? Are they
Mhm.
communicating the end result really, really well? Okay, so we're going to model, and then the way we're not going to copy is we're going to make it our own.
Oh,
Meaning
yeah.
put it in our own words, how we would say it, and then we're definitely going to insert our expertise, which sometimes is different than how the expertise of other entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Another way that we're going to make it our own is I would love for each person here to put something in their offer or someone in their offer that could help your clients get the result faster. So
Mm,
make it your own, meaning kind of like put together your Avengers team or put together your like elite squad that will help the client get the result faster. In that way, it again will now not ever be like anything that somebody else is doing
yeah.
because it's kind of like your curated special package that you're creating. So those are other ways that we're going to model but not copy. So there's a lot of
Wow.
mhm.
Love that. I love that. Oh, this makes me so
So
excited to hear
fun.
about this.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, tell us, like, how can people find out more?
Yes, thank you. Well, if you'd like to dive deeper and create your high ticket offer, because I know that there, like, if you're like me, like you may have questions, right? And I want to serve you. Now, right now, we're helping people, Anita. I don't know if I mentioned this. We do have this VIP that people charge. We charge $250,000 for,
Wow.
which is amazing. But you can all see that if if you could create an offer that would make somebody $1 million, like that would be worth it, right?
Yeah.
Like I love to say offer creation is wealth creation.
Mm,
So in that VIP day, one of the big things I'm doing is helping create someone's high ticket offer
mm.
so that it sells. Now, the great news is I'm offering the same training that I do for that VIP day client broken down over 5 days, but it's
Ooh,
all together like with a party online. So we're all like doing it together. And it's so fun and so uh, easy and effortless by the end of the 5 days because we're all making it together step by step. You have your irresistible high ticket offer. So if you're new to business and you want to create your first high ticket offer, or you've been in business and want to create your next high ticket offer, we have a party starting Monday. And it's so cool. You don't have to charge anything close to $250,000 VIP day. You can dive in because it's virtual and we're going to all be doing it together for only $47. So
wow. Wow. I love that. I love what you're unpacking for us, Eileen. I have been a part of your world and as your friend for a while now. And I'm saying, if you're watching right now or listening to the replay, you're going to want to spend time this week with Eileen. It is like a party. Any
That's
of the
so cool.
confusion or you're not really sure what's
Mhm.
going on as we're talking and having this conversation today, let me just say with all honesty and all clarity, like Eileen will walk you through a system that will completely change your life and your business by being able to install her system and create a high ticket offer. And I love
Yay.
what you just said, like offer creation is wealth creation, because so
That's
many
so
things that
cool.
we want are on the other side of a high ticket offer, right?
Come on, Anita. Fire emojis in the chat, 100%. Yeah, so you're welcome to join us. It's a couple hours over the lunch break for 5 days in a row, and there should be a special link somewhere down here
Yeah.
below. So if you want to dive deeper and create your offer with us, you're welcome to join the party, and I can't wait to see you inside.
Yeah, sounds so great. Everybody go ahead and click the link down below to be able to register.
Woo, woo, woo. See you there. Thank you, Anita, for having me.
You're welcome.